Hey, what's up everyone? It's Josh again. I hope you've all been doing well and staying safe. This is going to be a little different kind of video here today. It's been actually one of my goals to actually design my own key set. And I recently started getting my feet wet through the whole keycap designing process. So today I'm going to show you some steps that I took to design and create basic renders for my keycap set idea. And I hope this video is going to be helpful for those of you out there trying to get into this because I had to do quite a bit of searching to kind of find these different resources to get started. I still haven't kind of dived into like designing novelties and all that kind of stuff yet, so this video will be more focused on like trying out different color combinations and things like that. So in this video, we'll be going the following. First, we're going to go over finding inspiration and kind of colors for your design. Next, we're going to go into this thing called Keyboard Layout Editor, also known as KLE, just to try out some ideas. After that, we're going to go into this pretty cool online KLE render tool. And lastly, I know it's kind of intimidating to some folks out there, but we're going to hop into Blender. And there's some really cool templates out there to really make creating renders in Blender pretty easy, actually. And a quick disclosure, like I'm pretty new to this process myself, so yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but I hope this is helpful for people just trying to learn and get started in this process. Alright, so first off, I want to share with y'all a little project that I've been working on myself. It's currently called Cat Sunburst. We'll kind of see where that name goes to in the future. But anyways, the inspiration for this concept came from one day I was working on cables, and I was watching the first Love Live movie. All my weebs out there, you know exactly what that movie is. But anyways, there was a song in the movie called Sunny Day Song, and a common theme throughout the movie was, you know, to encourage others to do something that they love, work together, and kind of, you know, do something new, right? And this kind of inspired me to come up with this concept here. First of all, I wanted it to be super cute, like the anime, right? But most importantly, I wanted it to be something unique. So that's kind of how I came up with this double gradient idea here. It's because, like, you know, I want to see a set that is something that hasn't been seen before, right? And I feel like this is unique enough to really, you know, be something new and really inspire future keycap designers to, you know, try push the envelope and be innovative in their designs. So that's kind of how this came together here. But anyways, the set's got a long way to go. But if this is something that you might be interested in, feel free to comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Alright, so now let's dive into how you can take one of your ideas and try to turn that into a keycap concept. I mean, there's different color wheels out there and different like color tools that are probably good places to start. So here's Canva, here's Colors. I'll put links to some websites in the description below. But for the sake of this example, I'm going to do something that's near and dear to my heart. If y'all don't know me, I was really into sneakers growing up, and the Purple Pigeon was the shoe I actually owned, and I ended up selling it, but I really love the shoe and I love the colors. So let's take this idea and try to turn this into a keycap set. So I'm going to save this image here, and there's different tools online to do this, or you can use the eyedrop tool in Photoshop. But I can take my image into imagecolorpicker.com, for example, and upload it, and it'll generate a palette for me. And from there, I can take my hex code and RGB code, and I can go on and take that to other tools to kind of try out different ideas to make these colors work on a key set. Alright, so now that we have our color palette here, let's take some of these colors and try to place them into a key set. So I'm going to go to Keyboard Layout Editor. Some of you might be familiar with this. But anyways, I can like play with some layouts here and kind of play around with some key colors. So here I'm just going to take a preset. Let's take this one for example, and let's play around with this here. So let me look at our colors here. I'm thinking of making the modifiers maybe this dark gray, maybe the font on it white like the shoelace, and then maybe my inner keys I'll use this lighter gray, and the legends could be maybe some kind of purple here. So yeah, let's play with this, and we have our hex codes here that we can use. So let's take this one first. I think this is a good gray. Or this one, let's take this one. And let's put it into our modifiers. So thankfully a lot of keyboard shortcuts work, so right now I'm just control clicking. Thankfully, makes life easier. Change that dark gray. And let's make these a lighter gray. Already save one here, and I can kind of select all by dragging. Let me get rid of these and turn these into light gray. Forgot my little thing here. Nice. And I said I would want to make these white. So the hex code for white is just 6 Fs. So let's just do that, for example, here. And then I said I want to make these purple. Select here, get rid of these. Get that one. Where's my purple? Let's take this purple here. And we'll throw it in. Cool. So there's light purple, got that light gray, dark gray, white. And I think just to kind of add an accent, let's use the same purple and make it the color of the enter key. Cool. From here, if you ever want to play out with KLE, there's different tools, like I can like center the enter or like move it around. But for the sake of this, I won't go too far deep into it. Anyways, it's kind of hard to see like what this will look like, but from what we can do here is actually download this as a JSON. And we can go to a KLE render site, which I will link below as well. And I could take my JSON file that I generated from KLE and render it here. And from there, I have a rough idea of kind of like what the key set looks like in a little better quality. Kind of looks like DMG right now, but yeah, this is a great way to start, and this is kind of like the first step in kind of like making your own keycap set and trying out new things. Alright, so from here we're actually going to go into Blender now. I know it sounds kind of intimidating, but trust me, it's not as hard as it sounds. I was a little kind of skeptical of trying Blender myself, but thankfully to a bunch of tutorials and resources, it's pretty easy. So I'm actually going to link a video that I watched and learned this process myself, as well as the links to Blender and the template files. So let's take a look at these template files here. So this is decodefilo.com, really cool keycap design choices. You have different profiles that you can kind of download, as well as caps if you just want to have a flat keycap set render. So for example here, let's start with this one. And I'm going to download cherry caps, for example. And let's give this a download. Alright, from here I'm going to open this up, and it should pop open my Blender here. Alright, so now that we have Blender open, first off I'm going to hide myself so you can see all the controls here. But anyways, here's the kind of template that we have to work with. From here we want to go into the rendered mode, so I'm going to hit the Z key and go to rendered. From here we see pretty nice layout to work with here, and from here we can actually change out these colors to make it our own. So let's take our hex codes from our last kind of pass, and from here we can take it into this blueprint looking thing here and change the base color. So I'm clicking on the key itself here, and I believe this will change the colors for all modifiers. So let's hit enter, and that turns into gray. I believe our legend colors for our modifiers was white, so let's take that. And so I clicked on the text here, and I can turn this into white. Enter. Perfect. And then let's do this for our alpha keys. So I believe we have this as like a light gray. Here's the hex code that we used. Hit enter. And then I believe we used this purple for our legends on these. Click on one. There we go. Change this to purple. And then in the case you want to change a single cap instead of all alphas or all modifiers at one time, you can click on one of these caps, create this new material, the new material button here. I'm going to click it. And then from there, I can change this single cap by itself. So I'm going to turn this into purple. All right, so that wasn't too bad, right? So from here, we can go into render in the top bar, and then we can render our image. But before that, if you want, you can also change the base color of your keyboard here, as well as the background. Kind of want to make this purple because it's aesthetic. Nice. And then let's go ahead and render this. I'm actually going to lower the percentage of the scene by like half, just to make sure it goes fairly fast. But anyways, I'm probably gonna fast forward through this process, but here we have our image rendering now. All right, and now we're back. So now we have our completed render file. This is now an image that we can use and share. But this does give a really cool idea of kind of what these caps would look like and the different color combinations would turn out. So from here, we can actually go to image and save this. I'm going to save this to my folder here. Here we go. Here's the window. I'll save this. And it's saving as PNG. So yeah, that's one way to render it here. And also you can get a separate kind of angle. In Blender there's these things called cameras, and from the cameras you get different perspectives of your subject, right? So I believe we go into scene, the scene tool here, and we can also select the close-up camera. And then from there, if we render it again, it will give us a render at a different angle. So yeah, we see this kind of getting rendered here, but for the sake of time, I actually have it done already, and this is what it looks like. So from here, if you want, you can get your third render. If we go back to the templates we were looking at earlier, you can download just the caps, and then you'll have a third render of pretty decently quality renders of your key set idea. But anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If this was helpful for you at all, I'd appreciate if you like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel out and helps me out knowing that this content is helpful for you. Also, feel free to join our Discord, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and whatnot. All the links will be in the description below. And also, I opened up my DIY cable shop, so if you're interested in that as well, the link will be there as well. But anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you well, and stay safe, and make wise choices.